Are we waiting on anybody else, Stevie, or anybody for the, okay, so we're going to get started in just a moment. If the board could please make sure you got your microphones on. Okay, good evening. The hour being 6:30 p.m. on Monday, April 25th, 2022. I'd like to call to order the Brookfield Village Board meeting. Would everyone please join me in a pledge of allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can we have a roll call, please, Bridget?
Trustee Ketchmark?
Here.
Trustee Cote?
Here.
Trustee Hendricks?
Here.
Trustee Conroy is absent. Trustee LeClere?
Here.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Here.
And President Garvey.
Here. Thank you, Bridget. The first item, we're fortunate enough to have our Cook County Commissioner from the 16th District here, Frank Aguilar, who came with some handouts and some brochures about some things going on in the district and spoke to staff about some upcoming issues that we have, but he just wanted a brief chance to address the board and the audience from the village. So, Commissioner, thank you so much for coming out tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Garvey and Madam Clerk Bridget Weber and Board of Trustees for having me here and residents. Privilege being here. Just a quick report on what's going on with the county this past year. We had a good year. We're considering COVID, but we had a good year this past year. We've my office collaborated with the federal, state, and local municipalities and agencies to provide healthcare options for information for assistance and for tenants and landlords, and for businesses and the unemployed. I set up many COVID-19 testing areas and vaccination facilities, and I'm glad to say that throughout the county, my district had the most testing centers and vaccination facilities, and I have the highest vaccination percentage in the whole county. About over 72% of the population in the 16th district is vaccinated. I distributed thousands and thousands of PPEs throughout the district through the delivered relief through COVID-19 Community Recovery Initiative. We assisted businesses with the Back to Business grant program, and many of your businesses applied for a grant. I worked with many chambers of commerce to make this fund available, and the local businesses in Brookfield received about $130,000 total. They went directly to the county to apply for these grants. That's one of my priorities, in making sure that our local businesses get support. That's the backbone of our economy. We assisted residents with Cook County Emergency Rental Assistance Program. I secured funding for Invest in Cook for the whole district, $8.5 million for infrastructure, an investment plan. And I just brought a new round of ARPA money. There's going to be new federal money coming in. When I was taking a survey to most of the towns, one of the biggest issues that comes up is infrastructure, primarily flooding. And just a quick question: how's the flooding here in Brookfield? I know I had to take a canoe to cross over to get over here. So
well, we have a little bridge construction that's taken a couple weeks extra, but we're working on that. We've talked previously, we started a program to incentivize some improvements on private property for residents, and hopefully we can get some supplemental funding from the county to help with that. We've taken a comprehensive approach to it and kind of revised our building code department and everything to require green space requirements and incentivize smart buildings.
And that's one of the priorities that I've seen throughout the district is the infrastructure, and mainly flooding was a big issue with residents. So I'm keeping my eye working with federal, state, and local agencies to address that. We had a discussion about this tax bill going on delayed. That's a big issue. So I had a meeting this morning with the board and with the board review and the assessor's office. It's unfortunate. I guess the last time this happened was back in 2009, I believe. There is going to be a delay. They're talking 6 months down to 5, and we're pushing hopefully 2 months. But I'm going to be on top of that, making sure that they get too close to the deadline as possible. So I'll keep you a report as this continues. But other than that, we're just going to keep pushing along and make sure you put request a lot of money for ARPA. I'm bottom line. I just give me the money for Brookfield. That's all I ask the board, and to support your infrastructure and whatever programs you have here for the residents. So anyway, thank you again for having me, and I hope you had a good Easter the next couple of weeks. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out, Commissioner, and appreciate you. Commissioner's always, I have his cell phone, he's always available to me. We've talked about some of the issues with the bike path to the zoo and the intersection at 31st and Maple that we're working on, and hopefully maybe resolving the field issue with RB and the Forest Preserve District. So we'll be talking a lot, and I know our Finance Director, Doug Cooper, perked up when you talked about the tax bills going out late, so we'll be in touch with that, so. But thank you very much for coming out tonight. I know you left some brochures. I put some out in the lobby out there, so thank you very much for coming out tonight. The next item we have is a proclamation in honor of Arbor Day. Whereas trees in our community increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community, and whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And whereas the planting of trees supports our community's well-being and helps sustain present and future generations. And whereas the Village of Brookfield has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Foundation and desires to continue its tree planting tradition. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Brookfield that I hereby proclaim April 29th, 2022 as Arbor Day in the Village of Brookfield, and urging all citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands and to support our village's urban forestry program. And I will proudly sign that today. We have a great forestry program through our Public Works. Victor does a great job with the trees, and the emphasis the last couple years, we're getting back to the better balance of planting more trees. For several years there, we had to spend more of our budget taking down diseased trees when we were faced with emerald ash borer and other things that required us to expedite taking down trees to save other trees. So the balance was a little heavier towards taking down trees. Now we're getting back to removing those stumps from the trees that we unfortunately had to take down and replacing with new trees. But our sharing program with the residents and our staff at the Public Works does a great job, and I was very happy. I got the notice that we received the Tree City USA Award again, so we're very proud of that. So Carl, thank you to you, your staff, and Victor, and appreciate it. The other proclamation that I'd like to read is National Bike Month for May of 2022. Whereas Cycle Brookfield will be promoting bicycling during the month of May 2022, and whereas this group will also be promoting the Bike Safety Quiz, in which the community can participate with an online quiz designed to test motorists and bicyclists' knowledge of Illinois law, and whereas the bicycle is an economical, healthy, convenient, and environmentally sound form of transportation and an excellent tool for recreation and enjoyment of Brookfield beauty, and whereas creating a bicycling-friendly community has been shown to improve citizens' health, well-being, and quality of life, to boost community spirit, to improve traffic safety, and to reduce pollution and congestion in the growing economy of Brookfield, and whereas Brookfield's roads and trail systems attract bicyclists each year, providing economic health, transportation, and scenic benefits. Now, therefore, I, Michael Garvey, the Brookfield Village President, do hereby proclaim May 2022 as National Bike Month in the Village of Brookfield, and I urge all residents to join me in this special observance, and I'll be very happy to sign this today. And we've got, everyone's familiar with our group of Cycle Brookfield. I'm going to ask Christopher Valdez from Cycle Brookfield. I know there's other members here if you'd like to say a few words about some of the things that they've been doing and what's coming up, so.
Yeah, thank you, Village Board. Chris Valdez, President of Cycle Brookfield. Thank you for signing the proclamation. We are very excited to have, I think this is second year running, that Brookfield has recognized May as National Bike Month. Important to Brookfield. We at Cycle Brookfield nonprofit believe in the power of bicycles. We truly believe that having a safe and friendly environment for all bikes and commuters to use the streets, either for residential use or for fun, whatever way you want to use your bike is a good way to get around Brookfield and to explore Brookfield, understand how to use the economy here. And we believe that by signing this in May that we can encourage more folks to get out on their bikes in the month of May and hopefully throughout the rest of the summer. We're going to encourage that with a bike safety quiz. Encourage everyone to go out and try it. If you're a motorist, if you're a cyclist, if you're a child, it's a bike safety quiz. It tests my knowledge every year. I write a lot, and every year I take it, I'm like, man, how did I ever get that one wrong? So I encourage everyone to go out there, take the bike safety quiz. It's a really great way to sharpen your skills, know how to interact if you're a car motorist interacting with cyclists, if you're a cyclist trying to interact with motorists. Again, we're trying to promote the power of bikes throughout the month of May and the economy that it grows and the safety and just the fun that it is to get out. And when the weather changes finally in May, that it'll be beautiful out and you get out, ride your bike and enjoy it. So I thank you for adopting the proclamation this month.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do. We'll get you a copy of it, and we'll try and help share on social media the things that you do to help spread the word throughout the month of May. And I really hope to join you in one of your Friday night rides sometime if it
Happy to
can
have
work
you,
out.
always.
You
Yeah.
guys you're very active, and we appreciate all you've done so far and what you're going to do going forward. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, as we know, May is a busy month for us. We have our first Friday rides, as President Garvey mentioned. So first Friday of every month, join us at the Compassion Factory. It's a slow roll through town. I promise you will not work up too much of a sweat. You just get out there on your bike, enjoy the best of Brookfield. We tour some amazing stuff throughout the village. That's Friday, May 6th. May 14th. A tune-up event where we're bringing, if you have your bike sitting there in the garage, bring it out to us. We're going to get it all tuned up. We've partnered with Gears to You, which is a local group based out of Riverside. They're going to tune up some bikes for us, get them all road ready. And then we have another long-distance ride in the middle of May. So we're doing a lot of stuff. Follow us on Facebook and our website, cyclebrookfield.com. Happy to have everyone out.
thank you very, very much. Appreciate it, and
Thank
to the
you.
rest of the group that's with you tonight.
Great. Well, thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Glad you clarified some bicycles. Ron, you last year had a bike night and I showed him a motorcycle. I do have a swing.
Okay, yeah. Bring the swing.
Okay. And then now, the last item we have to report, was a status report regarding the Brookfield Scholarship Foundation. So, Stevie, are you starting off, or who's starting or presenting?
I'm going to tee Julie up, who's our
Okay.
president on the foundation. President Garvey and board, thank you for welcoming the foundation here tonight to provide a status update of that scholarship foundation. Just as a refresher, last summer, staff brought an item to the board seeking support and approval of moving forward with establishing a Parks and Recreation Scholarship Foundation. Two of our Parks and Recreation commissioners spearheaded that effort, Julie Naramatsu, who's the current president, and Kyle Whitehead, who is the current secretary, to get that foundation established. So they are established, they are official, and they've recruited some really high-quality board members as well. So they are going to present their status, a report, and some background, and a little more information on the foundation.
Thank you, Stevie. Thank you, Julie, for being here tonight.
Thank you so much for having us and adding us to our agenda and allowing us to give you this update tonight. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Julie Naramatsu. I'm the current president, as Stevie said, of the foundation. I'm not sure how I got that, but that's another story. Like she said, she helped me with my memory. We started talking about this last summer, and just this past March, we received our 501c3 status, so we're excited to be official now. So our mission really directly supports the Parks and Rec Department, and we do that by raising supplemental funding to be used primarily for the elimination of fees to support families who need financial assistance for department programs and services. We also secondarily will support any charitable contributions that might otherwise benefit the department. Oh, you're right on, great. I don't have to say next slide. So we have 3 founding members who we've been meeting regularly over the past couple months with department staff to discuss how to get this foundation off the ground. And then very recently, we added 3 new members to our board, and we're super excited about the breadth of knowledge and expertise that they bring to our team. Most importantly, I think every one of us is extremely passionate about this mission and about helping the department expand its demographic outreach and bring more families and children to, and help them be able to participate in department services and programming. So with that, we'll do a few introductions, and if you'll indulge us for a minute, we're going to have each of us introduce yourself. So again,
That would
my
be
name is
great.
Julie
Thank you.
Naramatsu. I've been in Brookfield since 2014. I've been I'm an active participant in my children's school activities, including helping the Congress Park PTO establish their 501c3 back in 2017. I've been helping them maintain that status since then. I've also been a Parks and Rec Commissioner since 2019, and I'm just really excited to be a part of this foundation. Kyle?
Hi, everybody. I'm Kyle Whitehead. I have lived in Brookfield since 2018 and been on a Parks and Rec Commissioner since 2020. I work for the Active Transportation Alliance. We are a not-for-profit advocacy organization that advocates for walking, biking, and public transit to create healthy, sustainable, and equitable communities all across the Chicago region. Really grateful for the work that Chris and the whole Cycle Brookfield. And let me tell you, like, we do this work all around the region. There is not a more passionate and effective group of advocates than Cycle Brookfield. But more to the topic at hand, I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I've gotten to know Stevie and the Park District programming and been blown away by the power of it over the last few years. And I just want to make sure that not just my kids, but all of their friends and neighbors can experience this programming, and that requires making sure we can provide financial support for families that need it. So really excited about the power of this new group.
Good evening. I'm Paul Koza. I'm the treasurer of the group, and I've been in public accounting or corporate accounting for 44 years now, and I've got 1 more year to go. Stevie felt I needed something for my retirement, so she recruited me for this job. I've just come off of a nonprofit board that I've been on for over 40 years. So maybe I do need something else to entertain myself. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alicia Flores, and I've been a resident of Brookfield since 2018. My husband and I have 2 kids, and we attend Congress Park School, and I got kind of looped in through the parent coordinator at my school. I am an advocate and attendee of the Bilingual Parents Advisory Council. And I got looped into this because I'm passionate about out-of-school time programming. I've been a nonprofit director for about 17 years, and I am passionate about equitable resources for children in after-school programming. So I'm excited to start supporting this in any way I can to make sure that we are also reaching out to all families in Brookfield and have representatives involved.
Hi, I'm Beth Damon. I've been a resident of Brookfield since 2015. My husband and 2 sons and I have taken full advantage of the Parks Department. I think we've been keeping the family archery program in business for the last 1.5 years, as well as summer camp and basketball, anything it offers. So we're very passionate about wanting to make sure that all residents, as everyone said, have access to the programming here. My background is really in marketing and event support. So my main mission is to get this fund as much funding and donations as possible in any way we can, and community outreach. So very excited to support.
Hello everyone, I'm Natalie Lachek, and I'm a new resident here in Brookfield. I'm very excited to join as a new board member as well for the Parks Foundation. My professional experience ranges from business law to fundraising. I work at the University of Chicago currently, and I was looking for a great opportunity to get involved in the community, and this was really a great fit to help with helping provide access to services for children. In the community, I have a toddler, so excited to have him involved in programming as time moves on, but we're excited to get this ball rolling, so thank you.
Okay. So those are our board members, and we're very excited to have them and to have recruited they have such special niches. It's going to be great, I think, going forward. So getting back to a little bit about why we decided that, well, Stevie supported this idea of starting a foundation. So according to the 2020 census, 7% of Brookfield families fall below the poverty level. And as we all know, the department serves more than just Brookfield. It serves a lot of communities surrounding Brookfield. 4 different school districts serve Brookfield families, districts 95, 96, 102, and 103. Stevie helped us pull some data here from the ISB 2020 report card. And as you can see, many of our families are considered low income and or identify as homeless. If you look specifically at District 103, over 75% of families are low income and 25% identify as homeless. So right now and historically, the Parks and Rec Department has had limited and relatively sporadic funding and donations. So they haven't really been able to advertise financial assistance to families participating in our programs, and has not obviously been guaranteed for all families who apply. So since we launched the foundation, however, we've received about $3,000 in money through individual and corporate matching opportunities. Those funds are being used now to offset summer camp costs for some families. Looking ahead, we'd obviously like to raise as much money as soon as we can to be able to offer this financial assistance and as well as advertise this assistance to families in our community. But strategically speaking, we do have a few key milestone dates we're keeping in mind. The first milestone date is the fall of 2022, when we would be able to support families who need before and after programming at the school districts where the department serves. That's districts 95, 96, and 103. So that's the first immediate target. The second target we're looking at is summer 2023, where we hope to be able to provide financial assistance to families in need of summer camp programming. So we're going to hit the ground running and try to raise awareness in the community to help get the word out about our foundation. So to that end, we're really focusing on 4 different fundraising sources. The first would be individual donations through our webpage and other efforts. I know there's an icon right now on the RecTrack webpage where families and individuals can donate directly to the foundation. We're also looking at corporate matching opportunities, business sponsorships, as well as other partnerships with local businesses and organizations, as well as grants. So to give you a little bit of an idea of the types of impacts our donors and dollars can have, we have some information, cost information from the department services and programming. So for example, $60 will fund an entire 6-week recreation program. So that's your soccer program, your art programs that the department runs throughout the entire year. $80 will fund an entire week of summer camp for our preschoolers, $125 an entire week for our elementary and middle schoolers. In terms of our before and after STARS program, $232 will fund an entire month of tuition for 5 days for one child, and $260 for both the before and after school care programs. So with that, we're really excited to be official, and we're excited to have the board's support in our efforts moving forward. We're happy to take any questions, although I'm not sure I'm the best person to field them. But we're happy to take any
Thank you, Julie. Do the board members have any questions or comments at this point?
I have one. The 501c3, you have a number that goes along with that, right?
We do.
So we want to, the corporation that I work for does matching grants, but we have to register them. And so I'd have to find out, how would I get that number for your?
That's a good question. I have that number. So we'll work with Stevie to maybe be able to provide that to people who reach out to us.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say Parks and Programming should be for everybody, and I am just delighted that you guys have started up. It's great to see.
Yeah, we were very excited when Stevie brought the idea forward, and it's always been a need, but I think with COVID and the impact it had, I mean, seeing the numbers on, people at the poverty level, but I know that COVID affected people in the community more than ever and affected incomes, and never was there a greater demand for people to have the benefit of programs. I think they are a great coping mechanism and an essential part of people's lives to do that. And as the programs have grown, we have a great diversity of programs, so we can help people at so many different age levels that what you're doing is very, very important. I know you know that, or you wouldn't be volunteering your time, but we really appreciate it. And I have to tell you, I'm very impressed with the superstar board that you've put together and the expertise and talents. And I know as like with everything else, you are very busy people, probably with other things, but thank you for taking time out to do this and volunteering your talents and experience and expertise here. So we will try and help you spread the word. I'll try and drum up donations for you, and we look forward to having you come back and give future updates and reports and let us know what else we could do. So
We're happy to do that.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Thank you.
Mary, that brochure I gave you at glance, there is a section for community wellness. She might buy it, it's something, so you're not categorized. Okay?
We'll follow up on that. Thank you very much, Commissioner Aguilar. Appreciate that. As you can tell, what a great impact they're making and how important it is. So we'll try and help them in every way we can. So, okay, that ends our appointments and presentations. At this point, I will open up the meeting to public comment. Is there anyone on my right side that would like to make any comment at this point? Seeing none, is there anybody on my left side? Okay, hearing no public comment, I'd like to move on to reports of special committees. Please, Trustee Cote.
Sure thing. Stevie, I just shot you an email to reminder for the 501c3 number, so we can go ahead and put that in. I would like to make a motion to approve corporate warrant dated April 25th, 2022, in the amount of $1,813,905.08.
Second. Okay, the motion was made by Trustee Cote, second by Trustee Kaluzny. Trustee Cote, are there any highlights or anything? on the warrant?
Yeah, this one included the $911,000 for the water meter replacement program.
Do any board members have any questions or comments about the warrant? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee LeClere?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
In regards to DPW forestry, tree trimming requests are being completed on the See, Click, and Fix app. All the removals are continuing, and there will be a tree planting for Kendra's Memorial near the canoe launch coming up. Streets, alley grading requests have continued based off of See, Click, Fix again. Just a reminder to use See, Click, Fix. By doing that, you take a picture and put that in through the app. Please download the app, and that gets action taken care of a lot better. It's like a ticket system also, so you can also track those things that are going on. Water cleaning, they've been cleaning and vacuuming the catch basin and inlets. They've been doing cleaning maintenance and preparing all the parks for the upcoming spring season and summer. Also, Groot, I wanted to touch base on this. There were quite a few requests talking about garbage receptacles being in poor condition post the winter. Groot does manage those, so you can call them at 485-0900, and they can manage the possible replacement for your receptacles in the alley. In regards to the library, there are a lot of programs coming up that are available, so please visit their library website. There's some great ones coming up. And finally, if you or someone you know who is struggling or in need of help, please call 1-800-273-8255, or you can text 838-255. If you know a veteran who is in need, PTSD is real. You can contact the VFW at 708-485-9670. You can contact me, or you can just stop by the VFW. They are open Tuesday through Sunday after 4 p.m. If they're having trouble adjusting to life at home post-deployment, the VA can help. They do have a national coaching into care hotline where they have licensed psychologists, social workers who will talk to you free of charge and help you find your way around the VA system. To speak with a VA coach, please call 888-823-7458. That concludes my report.
Thank you, as always, Trustee Cote, for that valuable information. Trustee Conroy is not here this evening. He's dealing with a family matter. Trustee Hendricks, Planning and Zoning.
There's nothing on the agenda this month for the Planning and Zoning Commission, so there will be no meeting, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Trustee Ketchmark, anything with administration?
No report this evening.
Trustee LeClere, Parks and Recreation.
I have a lengthy commissioner's report that I'm going to forward to all the board members. A couple things to just remind everybody, May 21st is the Candy Cane Park opening, grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony. That's at noon. This past Saturday, we had the Brookfield Little League opening day. Just to remind everybody now, the parks are opening, people are getting out, and hopefully the weather will break and we'll all be out there. But I'll forward that to all the board members, and if you have any questions, just let me know. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee LeClere, and thanks for the opening day for Little League, as he said, was this past Saturday, and the parks are getting more and more crowded. Please, everyone drive carefully around the parks and, Arden Avenue with people in a hurry with the traffic congestion and stuff. There's kids playing in all the parks, so I just kind of take that extra moment, allow some extra time, and be especially aware as you're driving by the parks. Trustee Kaluzny, anything on conservation and beautification?
Yes, I'm going to start with beautification. This Saturday, April 30th, is Project Nice. It is at 8:30 a.m. You can sign up in Kiwanis Park. You can show up, and they will give you tools and gloves and a place to go clean or spread mulch, or you can sign up in advance at Sign Up Genius and pick your spot so you're not surprised with what you get when you show up that day. And also, if you can't go out there and you can't be there at 8:30 to do a spot, you can also just walk around your neighborhood, clean up your block, just walk around with a bag. Anything helps. So the name of the game is Clean Up Brookfield, and it's this Saturday. The next meeting is May 10th at 6 p.m. here in the Village Boardroom. For Conservation Commission, we had 2 great programs last week in conjunction with the library. We had a great event Wednesday night where we got to learn a little bit more about how to get involved with conservation in your community. And one person that came was actually on the commission that started the Oak Savannah 20 years ago. So we got to meet her, and she was telling us about how exciting it is to have watched that and to watch that commission grow and change over time. So that was pretty fun to meet her. And then we had the alternative fuel car show at the library on Saturday. We had 12 different cars that was, biofuels, electric vehicle, hybrids, all sorts. And we had over 100 people stop by and talk to residents in Brookfield that own cars like that and get their questions answered. So it was really great, well attended. We look forward to doing that hopefully again next year. Also, since the last meeting, we had the controlled burn in several areas around town. However, we were unable to burn the main Oak Savannah because of the very windy and wet April weather we had. And so now there's too much green coming up. We can't burn it or we'll damage the new stuff that's coming up. So we're hopefully going to do that in the fall. But we were able to burn 4 other areas with the contractor. And then their next meeting is actually tomorrow night, April 26th at 6:30 p.m. here in Village Hall. And that ends my report.
Thank you, Trustee Kaluzny. In terms of my reports, the Solid Waste Agency, we have our full membership meeting this Wednesday at North Riverside. I will chair that meeting, and I will also attend and represent the village at the West Central Municipal Conference meeting that will immediately follow that. Economic development tonight, we're going to continue our discussion on the economic development plan moving forward on the Committee of the Whole. Brookfield Zoo, we've arranged a meeting. The new director of the zoo is going to appear before the board in second meeting in May, or the second meeting in May. We'll have Dr. Mike here to make a presentation to the board. Myself and Tim visited him at the zoo, but he asked for some time in front of the village board, so we'll be happy to host him here on that day. And communication is going very well with the zoo. This Saturday was kind of that perfect storm of the first really nice day. Big crowds expected at the zoo, and I think that did happen. There was a recycling event at the north gate also at the zoo, opening day. So there was communication ahead of time with the public safety departments in Brookfield and coordinated that and kind of put out some heads up and warnings so people allowed extra time and planned their trips around town. So that type of communication is greatly appreciated. So thank you to the zoo for that. That ends the reports of special committees. At this time, I'd entertain a motion to pass the omnibus agenda.
So moved.
Second.
The motion was made by Trustee Cote, second by Trustee Kaluzny. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee LeClere?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We have one item under regular business. I'd entertain a motion to pass a resolution for change order number 1 in the amount of $149,123.25 for the 2022 sewer cleaning and televising to National Power Rotting Corporation.
So moved. Second.
Motion was made by Trustee Ketchmark, second by Trustee LeClere. As always, the board has a very detailed memo explaining the need for this resolution, but Derek, would you like to provide a brief summary of why you're requesting this change order? Or
Sure. So just a little background. When we started a referendum back in 2016, we improved 1/3 of our total miles of streets in town, which means we also cleaned and televised 1/3 of our sewers in town, cleaned and televised. We now have funds to clean the remaining 2/3 of the sewers in town, since it's been since 2000 when we last did a village-wide sewer cleaning and televising project. Board authorized a project that we awarded in January of this year. We cleaned and it included cleaning and televising about 108,000 feet of sewers for a price of $320,000. The bids came in, the low bid was extremely attractive. It was 30% below our estimated cost. It was 33% below the second low bidder. So by law, we're allowed to increase the contract up to 50%. So we're recommending to the board that we take advantage of these extremely attractive bid prices and authorize the televising of an additional 35,000 feet of sewer for approximately $149,000. Some of the sewers being televised are on the collector routes, Maple, Washington, and Prairie, that we just recently applied for funding for resurfacing. This would allow us to identify those repairs. And they're also on some of the state and county routes that we have in town where we're not doing the improvements, but we want to make sure those sewers are in good condition.
Thank you, Derek. And the benefit of just having kind of everything done at once, we can kind of prioritize the areas that we work on.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. And you'll have a lot of fun sewer tapes to watch?
We have a lot, and we'll have a lot more, but it's just ultimately just very attractive price, so we wanted to bring this to the board, yes.
Hancock Engineering has Friday night viewing parties where they watch televised sewer tapes, if you ever want to.
Movies in the park.
Free popcorn, free popcorn.
Sit in on those. So we appreciate you bringing this forward. It seems to, it makes sense to do this all at once and lock in the great pricing. We've seen it, in some areas, the pricing has come in higher than we thought on some things, but when it comes in below the estimate here, it allows us to do some additional work with what we have budgeted. So questions or comments from the board?
I have one. This, what part of the system will remain that we won't have televised yet? Is this the rest? Does this take care of everything?
No, no, it doesn't. We probably have about a quarter of the system left to televise. When we initially put together the estimate for this year, we weren't trying to go out and bite off the entire thing.
Sure.
We anticipated coming back a year or two later. This will just reduce what we come back from later.
Okay. And why did we choose the collector routes?
No, good question. So we just in March applied for funding for some of those, so we anticipate going into design in either 23 or 24. So as part of that, we want to identify any repairs we have on those routes. So we'd like to get those tapes. And now's an opportunity. If we didn't, we'd have to include them on a bid possibly next year. But we prioritize them to make sure we had that for planning.
All right, excellent, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Can we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee LeClere?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Derek. Managers report, Tim?
Well, we have such positive momentum at tonight's meeting, so let me be the wet blanket and do my village manager duty and update you on, thank you for Commissioner Aguilar for bringing up the bridge outside, or lack thereof. I'll give you a quick update on this. The status is there's been a lack of activity out there for the last week or so. What we're waiting for is ComEd to complete its work. The underground conduit is in. The cables have been pulled through the conduit. Now we are just waiting for a BNSF permit that'll allow them to operate within 25 feet of the railroad right-of-way, which is necessary for them to take down the poles and the wires that are causing the delay with lowering, getting back out here to finish the bridge. We are told that Monday, the flagger will be here. So anticipate not a whole lot of stuff. ComEd and Lorig has done as much work as they possibly can with those posts and with those wires there. That's the work you've seen the last couple of weeks. Work will begin in earnest on Monday once the flagger is there. They will pull the cables, take down those poles, remove the lines, and I promise you then, full crews will be back out here and work will continue in earnest. We will get this project done in 2022, I've been assured. And I also I've been getting a couple of phone calls, and rightly so, concern from the farmers market people about the condition of our area of the parking lot and the adjacent grass area. I believe beginning next week, the contractor will be out here and begin restoration work to clean up these areas. They are aware of our schedule for farmers market, and we do intend to be cleaned up. The bridge won't be in place, unfortunately, but the parking lot and the park area adjacent to the creek will be in much better shape for the farmers market.
Thank you. And I could verify, I mean, Tim doesn't want to take my phone calls anymore because he knows what my first question is going to be. But seriously, weekends, and we reached out to ComEd, the president of ComEd again, because we felt that this could have been planned better. And some of these things are truly beyond our control. ComEd has to apply for the permits for the flagger, and this was something that we felt we knew was coming. They were going to have to de-energize the power lines and move it. And then we hear that, well, BSNF needs this much of a time to apply for a flagger permit and this turnaround time. So Tim has been really on top of this. Derek has been tremendously helpful in Hancock Engineering, and actually reaching out to the president of ComEd for the second time. I think it actually did expedite what is happening here, but I can assure you the lack of work you've seen last 2 weeks is no fault of our own, and not for lack of effort or trying. It is something that is in front of our minds and that we're working on all the time. So, Tim, anything else?
That is it.
Okay, thank you. All right, that ends the items we have on our board agenda, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn the village board meeting at 7:11 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
The motion to adjourn was made by Trustee Cote, second by Trustee Kaluzny. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee LeClere?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, we're adjourned at 7:11 p.m. We will go into the committee